Hey everyone, this is Kate Weatherwise, your favorite weather girl, coming to you on Sunday, January 25th, 2026. It is coming up on noon Eastern Time. I've been putting out weather updates, weather reports, and weather forecasts for in the shorts form for the last few days. However, this one I wanted to do a little bit of a longer form because some interesting develops have happened over the past hour that I wanted to discuss. And instead of doing it in short form, I wanted to do it in long form so this can get out. We're going to go over right now to this is one of my favorite. It's really busy right now, but this is one of my favorite things to look at as far as verification on the ground about what is happening. And these are all the reports of snow and sleet and freezing rain that is happening from this storm. And it is so far reaching. It reaches all the way back into Oklahoma, East Texas still. You are out of the woods for the most part, Dallas area, but there's still some stuff that is sneaking back in, also into North Texas. Another wave of snow has actually blossomed over the Oklahoma City area back into the panhandle of Texas this morning. So this storm is so far reaching, and then the cold air that is coming down behind it is going to keep that snow in place, and it's going to make it very difficult for travel, for cleanup and things of that nature. And down here, they are still dealing with freezing rain. And we'll see that here on the radar in a moment. Now, I'm going to take away all the reports just to show you the convective discussions. There's 3 up here in the north, and there's actually one concerning severe weather down here in the south around Alabama, Georgia, and the panhandle of Florida. But we're going to go up here to the north really quickly to talk about these, excuse me, these convection discussions. Now, this one right here is concerning bands of heavy snow of 1 inch more or more per hour through about the midday. And it's also talking about this area where these two overlap. We'll see more in the way of sleet. Now, initially, we were thinking that warm nose of advecting warmth was going to come in and create freezing rain like has happened for so many areas around in here and back down here to the south. But actually it's been confirmed by this convective discussion and some meteorologists on the ground that back east that this area, especially where these two overlap, is going to see more in the way of just sleet, that warmer layer of the atmosphere is actually a lot thinner than first thought. And so it will not have a chance to turn into freezing rain, which is a good thing because the freezing rain is just awful to deal with. The sleet is much easier to deal with. There's about 6 to 8 inches of snow that has fallen in this area down into Virginia as well. But it looks like currently that we're going to see more in the way of sleet versus freezing rain for these areas right here. This, in particular, this convective box right here. And up here, heavy snow falling at 1 to 1.5 inches of snow per hour, especially the further north you go into Pennsylvania. And then along in here too, this is another convective outlook box for heavy snow, 1 to 2 inches per hour, which in total throughout the whole storm is going to be anywhere from 12 to 16 and possibly 20 inches of snow. And this, if we go to I'm going to take us over to the satellite imagery really quick, but first I want to take us over to the radar. And this is the current radar. You can see how far reaching this snow is all the way north into Canada. Detroit, you're seeing some snow, almost the entire state of New York. Yesterday, it wasn't fully expected to reach this far north, but it is a far reaching storm. And the low pressure system is still sitting over here into eastern Tennessee. This area has created some warmth even at the surface. So this area right here could be, and it looks like it is a lot of just rain now instead of mixed precipitation and or sleet. And you can kind of see that here on this radar. The snow is all the way, the rain is all the way into Kentucky now and into Southwest Virginia, where those warmer temperatures, and if you go back over here, I'm going to put the reports back up here so you can also see the temperatures in in the upper 20s in western Tennessee, in the upper 30s in eastern Tennessee, and around freezing up into Kentucky. But then you get up closer to Virginia into Maryland, temperatures are in the teens and 20s. So it is vastly different with that warmer nose that has created some warmth down at the surface too. So you are still below freezing in central and western North Carolina, but you're starting to be above freezing here on the coast. Central North Carolina around the Raleigh area, you're still around freezing. So you're getting that freezing rain, a little bit of freezing rain and sleet here as well. And we saw that on radar. But you go north and you have a lot of snow. There's snow reports. There's freezing rain. There's a little bit of freezing rain, but mainly this one I think is mixed. Yes, mixed ice pellets. So this is probably, I'm going to say, some good news for this area, because this is an area where I actually grew up. I grew up around in this area. So I've been talking to lots of people on the ground, and they have verified to me that it is very much snow and sleet mixed, and that warmer layer that has been nosing is going to end up being a lot more shallow than first thought. So it looks like sleet is going to continue now instead of transitioning to freezing rain, which is what I put in my last update, which was just a couple hours ago. So that's why I wanted to talk about this really quickly. And then we cannot forget this area down here where this convective box is for severe weather. This is marginally, this yellow line means marginal probability for severe weather down here, because as you can tell, temperatures are in the 70s, 60s and 70s for this area, with all of this energy from this storm that's rushing to the north, bringing in all of those southerly moisture laden and winds that way. So this area could see some severe weather today. And as we have some special marine warnings that are for these cells that are coming through right now into southern Alabama with some thunder and lightning. So that's how dynamic the storm is. The southern end is bringing in all the energy for thunderstorms, and northern end is bringing in all the energy for sleet and snow and lots of it. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. And I'm going to go over really quickly to see our satellite imagery. And you can see all the winds coming in from the east, from the ocean, and then from the northeast. And this, like I said, this is where the low pressure system is sitting here currently. And it's expected to move in this general direction all the way across southern Maryland, southern Delaware, southern New Jersey, across the Chesapeake Bay, and then pop out over here into the Atlantic sometime this evening. So that is the latest for this storm, and it is a very dynamic storm. And behind it, as I mentioned, I'm going to go over here really quickly to the temperatures and what that looks like for after this system goes through and into the coming work week. We have very, very cold temperatures that are going to create some below zero readings for a lot of you. And everybody in Tennessee, where you have seen a good amount of ice, the power outages are ticking upwards. I have friends that live down in this area as well, and they are reporting to me some trees down, some power lines down, definitely have power outages. And as of the last time I looked, which was just a short time ago, power outages are over 650,000 for this whole area concerning this storm. So that's something else that we will continue to watch. I will continue to update and bring forward more reports and more updates and more forecasting as the day wears on. But this is Kate Weatherwise saying bye for now.